Okay. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
This is Darkness, sir. Welcome you once again our in the online lecture series of artificial intelligence and the robotics. Today is our lecture number 7, and today we will try to cover what are the remaining algorithms or the techniques are there in the uninformed search technique. Okay. So before we move on to the remaining techniques of the uninformed search, uh, let's just recap the previous uninformed search technique that we have discussed. Which was the first search technique under the uninformed search technique we have discussed?
First search.
Depth first search we have discussed last time. Okay, all of you understood the depth first search?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you have seen the video. If you don't understand, you can see the video once again. Okay, and then you can ask me the doubt. So what was the case in case of the depth first search? How it works? Depth first search.
Backtracking, sir.
So in case of the depth first search, there is a need to do the backtracking, and how it select the next node to be get searched based on the deepest one. Okay, it reaches to the deepest level first, and until it does not find any node which is a goal node, then again he has to backtrack. Okay, and again search, he has to search the remaining nodes. Understood? What are the advantages and the disadvantages related with the depth first search? Which data structure need to be utilized in case of the depth first search? Yes.
Stack.
So with the help of the stack, we are implementing the depth first search. Okay, last in first out operation we are applying, and accordingly we are inserting the node into the stack and removing the node from the stack. So until we are not able to get the goal node, we are go on exploring the whatever nodes are there. Okay, that is the one condition. And if we can't able to get the goal node and the stack is empty, then we can say the search is nothing but failure. We could not able to get the goal node. Okay. What was the advantage and disadvantage in case of the DFS? What was the advantage of the DFS? Disadvantage
It
of the...
required less memory.
So in case of the DFS, the less memory requirement is the advantage. Disadvantage was what?
It cannot find the optimal solution for the problem.
Okay.
तुटीला मल्टिप्लिकेशन देशील आणि तुटीला देशील तुटीला 5 द्यायचे आणि तुटीला 5 द्यायचे.
Okay, switch off the mic. Who is this? What was the disadvantage?
It cannot find the optimal solution for the problem.
Okay, that is the one. Another. What was the major disadvantage?
It can trapped in the useless path.
Yes, it can trap into the useless path, or it may go to the infinite loop situation. Loop situation in case the deep level is very much huge. Okay. So these are the things we have discussed in case of the depth first search. So today we'll try to compare it with the next type of search, that is the BFS, breadth first search. Okay. As already we have discussed regarding the DFS, this is the second kind of searching technique which is being utilized under the state space search technique, which is the one of technique being utilized for the problem solving approach in case of the artificial intelligence. Okay. So this technique, as you can see here, this is also the kind of uninformed search technique. Okay. Where the uninformed search technique is being also referred as the blind search. We don't have any specific domain information in case of the uninformed search that already we have discussed. Only we have some kind of initial present value or the initial information. So just like in case of the depth first search, we have applied the stack. Here we are going to apply what? Queue to perform the searching operation. Now in case of the queue, you must be aware, we use the two kind of, just like in case of stack, we use the push and pop operations, correct? So in case of the queue, the NQ and the DQ, you must be aware of this operation, which NQ and the DQ. NQ in the sense what? NQ means NQ and the DQ. NQ in the sense insert.
Insert in the
NQ
queue.
is the insert in the queue, and DQ is nothing but the removing from the queue. Okay. And these
Removing
operations we
node
are
from-
doing using the which order? First in, first out.
First out.
Okay. Now, as if you try to compare the BFS with the DFS, the one major difference you can find here, BFS utilize the shallowest node, and DFS utilizing which node? Depth first search utilizing which node?
Deepest node.
Deepest node. Understood. Then what is the difference here between the shallowest node and the deepest node? Can anybody tell me? Deepest and the shallowest? Suppose this is the, okay, this is here is your, for example, here is your goal node. Okay. This is the root node. This is its children's. Consider there is a, before we reach to this point, there is again 2 children here, again 2 children here. Okay. And consider after this we are reaching to the this node. Now deepest in the sense we start from the, if you choose this direction. Okay. Deepest node in the sense means first you push the A on the stack, correct? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Next you, if you choose this direction, next you go with the B, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then in case of the deepest, next you choose this node, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And accordingly you come to the last one. If this is the goal node, then it is okay. But if this is not the goal node and goal node is here, then you come to the last point, correct? Again you have to do what? Again you have to backtrack,
Backtrack.
correct? So we are, in case of the depth first search, we are choosing the deepest node. Okay. Now here what is being said in case of the breadth first search, we are choosing the shallowest node. Means if you start from this root node, you will NQ this node on the queue. Okay. Then after this, which node will select? If you choose this direction, you will choose which node? B node, correct?
B.
In case of the depth first search, after the B, where you are going?
This
In case of the depth first search, after the B, you are going just below node which is below the B, correct?
Yes, sir.
But in case of the breadth first search, we will not go below to the node which is below the B, but Salonke, switch off your mic. After the B, we'll go where? C. Gaurav Salonke. Okay. After the B, in case of the breadth first search, where you are going?
C.
C node. That is the meaning of what? Shallowest node here.
Okay.
You got the point.
Yes, sir.
Consider A is having the 3 children. Here also consider there is a D also. Correct. So in case of the breadth first search, after the B, you go to the C, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then after the C, you have to go where?
D.
D.
D also. That is nothing but called as what? The breadth first search.
सर
Understood?
म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये हॉरिझॉन्टल होतं का?
Horizontal. Understood?
That means, sir,
Yes.
sibling nodes.
Yes.
Siblings, right?
Siblings
Yes.
node na.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You have to go as compared to the DFS. You have to, in case of the BFS, you have to complete this complete beam. You can consider it as a complete beam also. Okay.
Horizontal.
Okay. This complete horizontal part, which is at the same level. Okay. And then only you go to the next node. Understood the meaning of shallowest node?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the major difference here in case of the DFS and the BFS.
BFS and BFS.
Most of the time the differences also being asked. Okay. So that is the different deepest node in case of the DFS, in case of the BFS, shallowest node. Some of the advantageous point, like it is a complete and it is a optimal also. It is complete means what? It can give you the solution definitely. Okay. And it is optimal in the sense it will definitely try to give you the best solution out of the whatever number of solutions are available there. Okay. Now come to the space complexity and the time complexity. The way of calculating it is same. Okay, space complexity and time complexity calculation, as I said, big O of B raised to D, where the B is nothing but the branching factor and D is nothing but the depth.
Depth.
So that part is the same. Now come to the next point. That is the how actually this algorithm works. Okay. So let's see the algorithm first, and then we'll apply that algorithm to the this particular by taking some example. So initially you have to enter the root node onto the queue. For example, A, you have to enter the root node of the queue. If the queue is empty, then definitely we cannot do any kind of searching, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's why the fail will be there, and we have to stop our searching there. We in the sense AI agent, correct?
AI agent. Yes, sir.
Else, if the first element on the queue is the goal node. Now, what is the first element on the queue? If this is your queue, okay.
A.
A is our first
node.
element on the queue,
Yes, sir.
correct? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now here our goal node is what? H. Now first element on the queue is A. Whether A is our goal node? No. A is not our goal node. Our goal node is what? H.
H.
Understood.
A is our root.
So here what is being written in the algorithm? If first element on the queue is goal node, then return success and stop. But A is not the goal node. We cannot return success and the stop. You have to go to the else part. What is the else part saying? Remove and expand first element from the queue. Okay. And place children at the end of the queue. Means what we have to do here?
Remove A and
You have to
add B.
remove the A from the queue. Okay. And you have to expand this first node.
Yes, sir.
Expand me in the sense what?
Add new element.
Okay, you have to go for its children's. Understood?
Yes.
Children of the
Yes.
A.
This is subnode.
And that you have to add it from the end of the queue. This is the end of the queue. This is the start of the queue. Correct?
Starting of the queue.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this process you have to continue. Again, that's why I've written point number 5. Again, from this, go to the step number 2.
2.
Again, try to check whether the first element on the queue is the goal node. If it is goal node, then return success. Otherwise, this process will continue until the queue is being empty. Correct? So let's
Yes.
apply. You got the algorithm, very simple one. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now we
sir.
have to just apply this algorithm by taking some example. Okay, see here. Yes, everybody can able to see the example.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. This is our okay example we have taken, and the AI agent has to reach to the goal node here. Okay, where A is our initial node or the source node, and H is our goal
Goal
node or the target node. Okay. So as per the steps we have discussed in the algorithm, we start from the A, correct?
Yes, sir.
We enqueue the A on the Q, correct? Then what is the next step in the algorithm? You have to check whether A is the goal node or not. But A is not the goal node, correct? So what you will do, you remove A from the queue, correct? I have written here, remove it from the queue and add its successor to the queue. That is nothing but the meaning of exploring the A. Understood?
Okay.
So what you will do, we remove the A from the queue, correct? All of you are agree?
Yes.
Why
Yes,
you,
sir.
why you are removing it? Because it is not the goal node. Understood? And what you do after removing it, we add its successors. Now, who are the successors of the A?
B
B
and
and C.
B and C.
C.
So here I have written here for your understanding. Now on the queue, the node are present are which? B and
C.
C. B and
C.
C. Okay. As we have discussed, BFS search in this direction. First, it complete this part and this and this. Like, yes, correct.
Yes.
Now, which is the element? First element of your queue here?
A.
Here. You have removed the A now.
Yes.
B and C. D, sir.
First element of the queue is B.
C.
Correct. After B, there is a C. So what we'll do here? What we'll do here at this step?
Add
B is
B.
not our goal.
B is not our goal node. Correct.
No,
Yes.
sir.
Our goal node is H. So you will also remove the B also.
Yes.
You remove the B also. Correct.
Yes, sir.
And then you add the child of the B to the queue.
D, E.
Yes, child of the B is which? B and
E.
E. So you add, after C, you add a D and E, correct?
Yes, sir.
Again, you will compare here with the first element of the queue, which is the first element after removing the B?
C.
C. Whether C is your goal node?
No.
No. So you will remove the C also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, after removing the C, you have to add the child of the C, that is the F.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So D become your first element and you add the child of the C, that is the F here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, which is the first element of the queue?
D.
D.
D, correct? Whether D is our goal node?
No.
No. Which is our goal node?
H.
H.
Now, what you have to do next? You have to remove the D from the queue.
Yes.
Yes. After you remove the D from the queue, you have to explore the D and you have to add its children
G.
G to the queue.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have
Yes,
added
sir.
this. After removing the D, which element becomes your first element of the queue?
E.
E. Understood? Whether E is your goal node?
No.
No.
No. So what you will do here?
Remove.
Remove the
Remove the E.
E.
After you remove the E, is there any children of the E present?
No.
No.
So only remaining is what? F, G here.
Yes, sir.
After removing the E, first element will be F.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to then go next here.
The
So
children of
whether F is our goal node,
No.
so you remove it, and at the
Yes.
same time H will be get added.
Yes, sir.
Child.
So after you remove F, your Q will be like this.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, which is the first element of the Q?
G.
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 Whether G is your goal node?
No.
No.
No. So you remove the G here.
Yes.
So what is the node which is remaining?
H.
Whether H is your goal node?
Yes.
Yes. And here our matching will AI agent will find its goal. That is nothing but the H. Understood? If somewhere else, if F was the goal node, then it has been found earlier only. Correct?
Yes.
If
Yes,
instead
sir.
of
Yes,
H,
sir.
if instead of H if the F was the goal node. It has been found earlier, but we have chosen, for
Yes.
example, H. And in this way, your breadth first search works.
सर एक डाऊट आहे. हॅलो.
Yes.
जर कधी समजा नोड जर कधी एफच्या ठिकाणी असतो आपला एफ नोड जर गोल असता समजा गोल नोड
Yes,
असता
this one.
तर मग तो भेटल्यानंतर पुढे जायचं की नाही?
Now, why should you go forward?
ओके.
No need, na. If you want to go to the Windsor and you have to do the delivery of some product, why you will go to the NIFAD?
Okay, sir. Right.
Understood. So
Yes.
only the aim of the AI agent is what? He has to just reach to the goal node.
Goal node.
Nothing
Okay.
else than that. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, one disadvantage in case of this is what? You have to explore each and every child or each and every node.
Okay.
Understood. So because of that, the memory requirement slightly increases. Understood, as compared with the depth first search. Okay. Let's see the okay, so you have to draw the path, traversing path also. How you have got the solution here? Here is nothing but our path. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Understood the way you have traversed from the starting node to the goal node. Okay. These are the advantages, disadvantages related with the breadth first search. So it definitely gives you the solution that we have discussed. It is a complete. It might give you the solution in least number of steps if it is closer to the goal node. And the major advantages is nothing but whether we have backtrack at any point in the algorithm.
No.
This is the major advantage of the breadth first search, that it don't require any kind of backtracking. Understood? And that's why it save the time also. Disadvantage, as I discussed, we have discussed, it requires the more memory because it has to store explore each and every node. And it may take a lot of time if goal node is too much far from the source node or the initial node. So, okay, depends on where is your goal node. And another important, actually it is the advantage. Okay, by mistake I have written this point here. It should be in the advantage point. It never goes into the infinite loop, just like we have seen in case of the DFS, which might go into the infinite loop. Understood? Second algorithm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope now you know got clear-cut idea what exactly the difference is between the DFS and the BFS. Okay, now during this you might have seen you are in the DFS also, and why I am getting my echo, don't know. In the DFS also and in the BFS also, you are just doing random searching, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Compulsory, for example, if you consider the BFS only, compulsory after A, you have to search for these two nodes also, correct?
Yes, sir.
It is not like that you only search B and don't search C. Is it like that?
No.
No, means you have to search each and every node because you don't have any kind of guidance here. Yes or no? Correct? We don't have any kind of guidance here, which node, which route will be better or which node you should select so that you can reach to the goal node earlier. And that is the reason these two algorithms and some more algorithms comes under the category of uninformed search, or which is also being referred as the blind search. Blind is the better word, correct?
Okay.
So let's move to third searching technique in case of the uninformed search. That is the quite related with the DFS, but here in the DFS only some changes are being performed so that how the DFS can be made slightly better. Okay. Now here, as the initial point, as it is, as all these are coming under the category of uninformed search, this is also being under the type of uninformed search, which is we also referred as the blind search, works only on the basis of initial values or the present value. It also utilizes the stack. Okay, as you can see in the name itself, DFS is there. Only the we have added the one characteristic, the depth limited. Correct? We understand what exactly it means. So it is the kind of DFS. So that's why it also perform utilizing the stack using the last in first out kind of operations. So it also utilizes the deepest node only. Okay, the time complexity is being calculated in the similar way as we have discussed, big O of B raised to D, and slightly there is a change in the calculating the space complexity, that is the big O of P into D. Okay. Now here we have to understand only the what exactly the difference is there that is being attached here with the characteristic as the depth limited. Okay, what? Depth limited. Let's understand what exactly mean. Means what? In case of this searching technique, initially the AI agent is being given value of D. Value of what? D. Where the value of D is nothing but the depth. D stands for here what? Depth.
F.
Means up to the how much depth the AI agent can search. That is the point I want to make here. What? Up to the how much depth the AI agent can do the searching. That is the meaning of the value of D. For example, here consider value of the depth given is 2. How much? 2. Now this is our level number 0, level 1, level
3.
This is 2, and this is the 3. For related with this example, our goal node is present at which level, at which depth? It is present at the depth 3, means level number 3. To the AI agent, value of D is given how much? 2. Understood? Means what? It can only go to the this level only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Whether it will cross this level?
No.
No, because reason is what? It cannot go beyond the predetermined depth limit. That is the major characteristic of depth limited depth first search. AI agent only can search up to the given depth limit only. That is the point. So he cannot cross this point. Understood? And that is the reason if the depth limit is less as compared with the depth of where goal state is present, in that case we cannot able to, or AI agent will not able to reach to the goal node. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
here some advantages are also there and some disadvantages also there. First we apply this to the algorithm, this characteristic to the example, and then we see the advantage and disadvantage. So we can see here it is working similar to the DFS, but the difference is what? Yes?
Predetermined limit.
Predetermined limit of the depth. That is only the difference here. Understood?
Value of D.
And because of this characteristic of depth limit, okay, because of this characteristic of depth limit, one problem being getting solved here is what?
We cannot get into the infinite loop.
So definitely if the depth is given, now there are the very less chances that infinite loop problem will come. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So using the two conditions, this algorithm generally terminates. Okay, one is what? When there is a no solution available, that is obvious, failure will be there, correct?
Yes, sir.
In case no solution, the failure will be there. And another is the cutoff failure condition. Cutoff failure in the sense this searching technique terminates on reaching predetermined depth. Okay. So if any of these condition occurs, this algorithm or the searching technique terminates. Okay. Do you understand the basic characteristic as compared with the DFS?
Yes, sir.
Only difference is nothing but the related with the limitation or some restriction on how much deep this searching technique or AI agent can search. Let's see the example here. Let's see the example. We have given length of the depth is 2. Correct? We have the X is our initial node or the source node. And we have the J as a goal node or the target node. So you have to reach to the J, and we have given the example. You have to apply the depth limited DFS here. Correct? So first, according to the DFS, what we are doing, we are using the stack. Correct? So first you push this element on the stack A. Correct?
Yes.
Sorry, what is that? X.
X.
Whether X is our goal node? No. So you remove the X from the stack and then you push another. If you now we are choosing, you are going in this direction, huh?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So which node will we push onto the stack?
A.
Whether A is your goal node?
No.
So then after this will get removed from the stack. Correct?
Yes.
So
Yes,
after
sir.
A there is a C. C will be pushed onto the stack.
Yes.
Whether C is our goal node?
No.
No. So from there you need to backtrack because you have reached to the level number 2, correct? 0,
Yes.
1, 2. Is there any need to go to the E also?
No, sir.
No, you cannot go to the E because your limit is given 2. Understood? So
Yes.
you have to backtrack from this point to its previous node, that was the A. Okay. So you have to see the any children of A is there? Yes. D. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have to push the D onto the stack.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So after pushing the D onto stack, you have to compare whether D is your goal node.
No, sir.
No, what you do, you remove the D from the stack.
Yes, sir.
So you again now, can you go below the D also?
No, sir.
No, because limit is not allowing you to go. Can you go in this direction?
No.
No, because it is the DFS, it is not the BFS. Only the solution, only the option you has, you need to go backtrack.
Yes, sir.
Correct? After backtracking,
Yes,
which
sir.
element you are getting here? B.
B.
You need to push the B onto the stack.
Yes, sir.
Whether B is your goal node?
No, sir.
No. So you should remove it also.
Yes, sir.
After removing it, you will go to the next deep level, that is the children of B, that is the I. Correct? I is also not your goal node.
No.
Can you go below the I?
No.
So you need to backtrack.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So after backtracking, which is the node below the B? Another children of the B?
J.
J.
Whether J is your goal node?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And here you have reached to the goal node.
Goal node.
Understood? Now, if you consider, if you try to apply plain DFS as compared with the depth limit DFS here, what disadvantage you are find?
Time.
Definitely, if you just apply the plain DFS, you need to search this element also. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If not this, but at least you need to search these two also. You know, to
Yes,
go
sir.
backtrack. Yes, Jasmine?
असं जर आपलं गोल नोड 3 लेवल मध्ये जर असलं तर मग आपण जर
That
आपलं
coming, I am
limited-
coming to that point. I am coming to that point. Okay. So that is the one advantage we are finding here. That is nothing but the less time you might require when goal node is within a given range, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
As
sir.
we have discussed. Okay. Now, according to this, if our goal node is J, we should have the path like this: X, A, C, D, B, I, J.
C, D,
Correct?
E, I, J.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's come
Yes,
to the doubt being raised by the Jasmine here. Here I have mentioned that point also. Okay, see here. As you said, and we imagine also, if our goal node is what? H.
H.
And same here, the depth limit is given is the 2.
2.
As I have mentioned here, the D is equal to 2. So if H is the goal node where AI agent has to reach, then this algorithm will not able to find the solution because of the cutoff failure condition. Correct or not? Because
sir.
if your goal node is out of the range, according to the property of the depth limited DFS, you cannot cross this level.
Right.
Understood. And that's why this is being referred as a incomplete. Understood. One property being related
Yes.
to this is what? Incomplete.
Incomplete.
If your goal node is out of the
Solutions.
range of the depth, you may not able to reach to that goal node. Understood.
Goal node.
So according to this, there are some advantage, disadvantage of these also you can find. It is the memory efficient, yes or no?
Yes,
Less
sir.
memory will definitely require as compared with the DFS, BFS. It definitely it will find the solution in least number of steps if it is within a range of given depth limit. That point we have discussed in the example also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One more good advantage, it will definitely not go into the infinite loop.
Infinite loop.
Disadvantages are like it definitely requires the backtracking. That is the
Backtracking.
one
Yes, sir.
disadvantage. As we have discussed, if your goal node is the out of the range of the depth given, you cannot able to get the solution. And
Solution.
that's why one more disadvantage comes here, that it is incomplete. Yes, or
sir.
no? And
Yes, sir.
it also disadvantage is it will not give you the optimal
Optimal
solution. That is the
solution.
property of the DFS is similarly applied here. Only advantage as compared with the DFS we are getting here is nothing but the infinite loop
Infinite.
is
Infinite
getting avoided, and memory is also being getting saved. Understood? And even it is giving us the some advantages, still it is under the uninformed search technique. You have to still you have to do the blind searching only. No guidance are being provided. That's why these all the three algorithms like we have discussed, DFS, BFS,